Hello, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. How are you doing? Current Jehovah's Witnesses too. Well, I know you watch. I know you're the people thumbing me down. Putting your thumb on the head of the man. It's not cool. Don't do that. Hope you're doing well. I was on the XJW forum on Reddit. Don't know if you go on that. It's a good forum. It's a good forum. I'm not on as often as I'd like, but I do go on it. And there was a fantastic article they had recently, a little questioning. I'm just trying to find it, so bear with me. And we're back. And it was ex-Jehovah's Witness women. What's the most misogynistic, try say that 3 times fast. What's the most misogynistic thing you experienced while being a Jehovah's Witness? Okay? And I'm going to read you some of the replies because I think they're fantastic. When my daughter was molested by her father, he went to the elders after his arrest and told them to persuade me to drop the charges against him or he would kill himself and that I would be responsible and blood guilty for his death. They came to me and told me that they agreed with him and it was my responsibility to save him, that I must, betray the interest of my daughter to stop the legal proceedings. I told them that the state bringing the charges was against him. I was only a witness for the state and that I would not drop the charges even if I had the power to do so. I also asked them where I could send a rope to help him facilitate his plan. I love it! Then we had this one. Where are we now? Years and years of mandatory attendance at public speaking classes, ministry school. It's sales school, isn't it? And then not being allowed to give public school talks. That's true. It's kind of stupid for that, isn't it? Never really thought about it from that perspective. I do not count the BS sister skits we had to give. Pretend conversation is not public speaking. Now, I am public speaking and a damn good one. And I get paid for it. Awesome for you. Now, where does it go? Don't know if this counts, but recently an elder found out that I was posting anti-witness stuff online. He took it upon himself to call my husband as if to berate him for not keeping me in check. Man, control your woman. My husband at the time is just inactive, and the elder made my husband feel small, suggesting that I'm the one preventing him from attending meetings, and my husband needs to grow a pair of balls. Dear me, the biggest one for me was being told that I needed a man, not a career. Basically, I need to dream smaller so I don't emasculate my future husband. Well, in all fairness, your future husband was going to be a window cleaner, so your dream needs to be quite small indeed. Speaking as one, wasn't great. I know. There we go. Okay, now, I'm going to move on to the next one. I got married by a justice of the peace. Nowhere I was going to have a boring, lackluster Kingdom Hall wedding, and the word obey was nowhere to be seen. Oh yeah, they do have obey, didn't they? We got married in a Presbyterian church, and they didn't do obey. I went to a witness wedding last year and was absolutely fuming at the wedding talk. I seriously wanted to punch the elder giving it. He went on and on, talking about the woman's role, all the while talking to the bride like she was a child. It was incredibly insulting. I felt so bad for her. After I left, I found myself wondering if all the wedding talks I'd heard before were all like that, and if so, how I didn't see it. It's amazing the stuff we didn't see, isn't it? Isn't it, though? Now, here's Jeffrey Hurd. Classy member of the governing body. You know, scientists say that the cranial capacity of a woman is 10% smaller than that of a man. So this shows that she is just not equipped for the role of leadership. Her role is one of subjection to the man. Her role is that of submissiveness. And that means that she should recognize that she is a woman and be glad to be a woman. Never want to be what you are not equipped to be. Sometimes we hear her say, oh, if I were a man, I would do this and I would do that, as if to be wishing to be something that she's not designed to be. Do you know what that borders on? That borders on homosexuality. And do you know what the devil is doing nowadays? He's taking women who want to be men and he's making men out of them. It's quite difficult to make men out of women because as I saw it the other day on TV, when a guy was talking about reassignment surgery, he said it's easier to dig a hole than it is to build a skyscraper. So yeah, it's very difficult to turn women into men. I feel bad. But Jeffrey Hurd, you fucking lunatic. When my husband and I started studying with the Dubs, I was a few months pregnant. I had already gotten established in a solid career. My husband was working a part-time retail job with no benefits available. We had already agreed, just before trying to conceive the baby, that he would stay at home parent once the baby was born. There's literally no way we could have survived on his income, and my job was far too good to give up. So at some point, I don't remember if it was before we got baptized or after, this elder made one point of telling us that no couples who had a husband as the stay-at-home parent while the wife worked were ever successful and happy. Joke's on him, we are still married and happy 26 years later. Ha! I wish I could be a stay-at-home dad. That'd be awesome. Meal here, but the misogyny is one of the biggest issues with the Borg. Just the other week, I witnessed a group of 3 Jehovah's Witness women discussing trousers and how, when one of them injured her foot, she felt the need to go and ask an elder's permission to wear them. Oh Lord, it's like Islam, but you know, without the stoning. Good Lord. Having some young zit-faced scallywag just visiting some kid in our congregation who I don't know from Adam come telling me what to do and where to go and changing service arrangements made way in advance. Oh, you cheeky boy! Just sit there and look at the pretty girls. That's the only reason you came. When I dated a JW, it was mostly subtle. Of course, I was told about headship and all that, but they just said it was emphasised to treat women well and their opinion must always be considered. Head can't live without the body and all that. In practice, though, I noticed the older women staying back and being quiet. They never approached men they'd known for years and see multiple times a week at meetings. It was subtle, but when you notice it, it gives you a vibe that suggests a woman should be seen and not heard. If women approached men, they were young and or single. The congregation I went to was supposedly more liberal and not the best either by JW standards. That's very true. There's loads of this stuff. When my parents finally divorced due to multiple infidelities and emotional abuse on my father's part, many people questioned my mother and me as to whether she was fulfilling her wifely duties. That's right, because you're just not giving it up if your husband's a prick. Guys, thanks very much for watching The Great Apostate. I hope you're doing well. Thank God we're out of this cult. And if you're not out of this cult, do your best to get out, guys. And distance yourself. Run, escape, as far as you can.